Hey guys, it's Raven Scry coming to you today again from the water's edge. I'm feeling to make the most of the sun because here in Victoria, in Australia, it's going to get quite cold quite soon. So just look at that glistening on the water. It's just beautiful. Now I've been feeling to put out a video this week, but it's like I'm kind of clutching for what to be reading, and it's an interesting time for me because I feel like a lot of things that I move toward are dissolving on some level and changing, and so it's like it's difficult to know what to be connecting to and reading, because essentially I feel like I'm changing a lot as well. I've been doing a lot of breath work, which I've spoken to you guys briefly before about, but kind of intensive holotropic breath work where you're really moving through the layers of stuff, but also opening up to some really amazing realizations. And so it's like everything feels a little bit, to me, like I'm being shaken up on all levels and layers. So if I go to read one level, like a 3D kind of prediction of what's happening on the planet, it's like it's merging with all the other levels and layers. So it's a little bit tricky to really get where I am at this time in a reading. And it has its place to read like that too, I know that, but I've just been finding this change to be a lot to be adjusting to, really. Yeah, so I guess a question to you all at the moment: how are you all feeling in regards to your layers of life? Your everyday life, your spiritual selves, your yearnings, what's taking place for you. I'd love to know how you're going individually. And some of the themes too that's coming up for you all, because I know everyone's going through challenges of their own at the moment, and it's interesting because there's so many synchronicities in amongst people's experiences, and sometimes we don't see them, but they are also connected, even though we can be very far away from each other as well. So yeah, just felt to share that and share a little bit of this water. It's really been soothing my soul lately, the water, just really enjoying it. It's interesting too because the more I've been surrendering to just what is, it's like this kind of unraveling of the layers. The other day on my path, I walked past someone and this is on a beach that there's nobody around, but just I heard someone and they were talking on their phone and they're like, oh, I'm going to Uluru in a couple of weeks. And it's interesting because it put into my sphere the trip that I did last year into Uluru, and there's these kind of stirrings of nature that are calling me at the moment. And another interesting thing is I decided to just stay put where I'm living at the moment, and just stay here and just find my own self and take it slow. And because I was thinking about getting a bigger van and going on more trips into nature and travelling on the road more, but I sort of gave that up. I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. And then randomly around the corner the other day from me, like 1 minute walk, was this motorhome appeared. And it had this glistening feeling and energy around it. And not to say it was a glistening van, because it was a little bit older than I would kind of really like. But it just had this energy around it, and I thought, this is going to be for sale, this van. And I thought, there's this vibe, and I thought, what are you doing, Spirit? What are you doing here? So I went and I checked online to see if I could find it for sale, because I thought, this is going to be for sale, and it wasn't there, and I thought, okay, maybe not. And then, I keep walking past it on my morning walks, and I'm like, it's got this vibe about it. And then like a few days later, I looked online, and there, sure enough, it was for sale. And I was like, I knew it. And so I went and had a look at it, and something came over me, and I put a deposit on this van. Now, this is not something that I was planning on doing, and a lot of me kind of questions it. My logical self goes, why have you gone and done that? Because there's so many things about it that I wasn't overly wanting. I didn't want something that was as old as it is. It's a 2006, and I think, oh, that's a bit old. But I kind of just did it. My body went with it and opened to this van, and the fact that it appeared around the corner from where I live, 1 minute walk, it was like the only way Spirit could have put it in my path again, it feels like, because I live somewhere that's fairly remote, and so I wasn't going to go out and kind of search for this van. So they've put it right in front of me. So I've got a van coming, and I feel these gentle stirrings of nature calling me again. And it's really in these synchronicity, this synchronistic kind of way that Spirit's like gently nudging from afar, but it's really close, if that makes sense. It's like these gentle nudges. And so I feel like, I'm kind of going into layers of me, but it's connecting me more to nature and the importance of nature at this time, and connecting into the earth. It feels like it's so important for me right now and for my work and development, because I feel like if I stop growing as a psychic medium, or I don't really like to name myself or call myself anything, I just am a person. If I stop growing, it's like my work will suffer, but in saying that, it's like I'm constantly dissolving. It's like I'm standing on a block of ice that's always dissolving, so I think I'll get to a destination and then I'm dissolving again. So I guess there's this surrender, this continual surrender that I'm going through, and acceptance has been huge at the moment, accepting what's around, and whether that's positive or negative, it's just really, I'm being asked to accept. And that sounds very simple, but it's actually quite hard. So accepting the change, accepting and surrendering to what's next. Yeah, so that's a little bit about what's going on for me, guys. I hope I didn't ramble too much, but I felt like I needed to kind of be honest with where I am at the moment and what's going on for me. So that's why I've been a little bit pulled back from some of my videos, because it's difficult to sit in one place. It's like things are collapsing into themselves, in a way. So, yeah. Anyway, just trying to think, is there anything else to mention before I head off? I've walked about an hour away from home along the water, and so I've got another hour home to go, and yeah, just enjoying the nature and anticipating what's next, but trying to stay really in the present moment with everything. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, sending you all lots of love and lots of blessings at this time, wherever you are, whatever you're going through. Knowing that it is all perfect at this time. You are perfectly placed. What you're going through is perfect, and although it may not feel it, that imperfect feeling is the perfect place, moment feeling. So stay strong, and I'm thinking of you all. Although I don't know you all, my energy is thinking of you. And take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Raven Scry signing off.